Hello traders and welcome to the Weekly Forex forecast for the week of May 26, 2019. We're going to go ahead and start off this week with the Memorial Day weekends here in the States. I believe the UK will be on a bank holiday as well on Monday, so volumes may be muted to go ahead and start the week. But an important thing that's going to happen over the weekend is the European parliamentary elections. So something to certainly watch out for. Could add a little bit of volatility to the euro dollar and possibly change the landscape. Later on in the week, on Tuesday when we do start the week, we will have the New Zealand dollar, or the New Zealand government. They're going to come out and give their business confidence numbers. The RBNZ Governor Orr is due to speak as well. They were a little bit dovish last time, so going to be interesting to see what they have to say this time around. Bank of Canada is going to have their rate statement and their overnight rate later on in the week, so expect some volatility there. And then we're going to have preliminary GDP numbers out for the states later on in the week, and manufacturing PMI as well, GDP out for the CAD later on as well in the week. So kind of risks kind of spread out through the week. So even though it's a shortened week, we'll still have enough volatility. Looking at the dollar index here, you can see for the week ending here of the week here, according on the 24th here, we had a nice start to the week and then kind of reversed here, giving us kind of a rejection candle up here at the top. Obviously got to see this follow through here a little bit. Market could certainly be resting here, but we could certainly still see some dollar strength going into next week, especially with the US-China trade wars going on. A little bit of a mixed bag there, but so far right now looking at 98.68 for resistance, support at 97.46, and if we break down further, watching 96.49. Euro had a pretty good week here. Euro dollar, the pair, you can see ended the week fairly positive. And right now watching 112.95 here, the 113 area for resistance. Again, you got those parliamentary elections, could really start to see this kind of change shape here a little bit. But again, watching 112.95 here for resistance. Support so far is holding up this 111.48. We've been watching this for weeks now. If it does end up breaking down, though, if it breaks these lows, go ahead and start watching 111, but really 110.06 if you start getting momentum to the downside. A fairly positive week, but right now we're still in the middle of chop here, so looked fairly positive. But as you know, in previous weeks here, can turn on a dime, start heading to the downside here pretty quickly. So still in a choppy session here. Pound dollar here, we have a lot of rhetoric and a lot of news coming out in regards to Brexit, Theresa May. You can see very mixed bag here on the week. It's actually pretty negative here for the most of the week and started to turn positive here at the end of the week as Theresa May is looking to resign here at this point. Right now we're watching a couple of resistance points here within the market, 128.70 and 130.01 here for resistance. Support continues to be right around this level here, around 126.64 or so, or 126.50. If that ends up breaking, we see some more bearishness here in the pound amid any uncertainty here. Certainly start looking at 124.84 to get any momentum to the downside here. Dollar yen here, you can see started to get a nice rejection candle, but then just cannot really get off the mat here. Started out positive and then sold off here pretty quickly to go ahead and close the week. So you can see pretty heavy looking here. Continuing to watch this 110 area for resistance, and beyond that, this 110.98. Thought we'd get a little bit closer to that here, but this 110.98, this 111 area, and this 110 area, watching those areas for resistance. Support right now is at 108.71 and 108.13. We start to continue to see the talks deteriorate between U.S. and China. You can certainly see this pair start to move down. Aussie Dollar, after their elections, it started positive and started to move back down here again, and then ended the week here fairly positive. So right now we're kind of right at resistance here. Let's go down to a lower time frame, get a better look. Right at resistance, right around the 69.30 area here in the market. And I suspect that we'll probably see this kind of break here. It looks pretty bullish here to go ahead and end the week. So you certainly might break this area. Going to watch a 70 figure here, certainly key here in this market. Going to watch this area for resistance. If this does indeed break, watch at 69.30 for support. Otherwise, if we reverse down from here, watching 68 around the 68.60 area for support. Going into the Kiwi dollar here, very similar to the Aussie. Again, on Tuesday, we're going to have them the RBNZ there discussed. Again, last time they were pretty dovish, so we are going to have them discuss. We'll see if it continues to have more of a dovish rhetoric to it. But at any rate, watching 66.46 here for resistance. Again, nice positive, nice green candle here, but still not out of the woods. Still has a lot of work to do. But 66.46 would be resistance. Support right now at 65, the figure. And if it breaks down further, watch 64.35 for support. Dollar CAD really range bound here. Thought we'd have that new NAFTA deal, that new USMCA trade deal kind of sewn up by now, but pretty much a mixed bag right now. It's between 135.05 and 133.81. Those are as far as we see right now, those are the levels to go ahead and watch for short term. Otherwise, if we finally break out of this area, we have a couple areas to watch up here. 136.39 is primary, as well as 135.70 if we start to break higher. We start to break down lower here and get some strength on the Canadian dollar. 132.95 would be the area to go ahead and watch for support, and beyond that, I'd like to see that's 132, or actually this 131 area get retested. Euro yen here on the week, you can see pretty negative here on the week, pretty negative close here. That positivity in the euro was certainly there, but that yen really dragged this down. I would expect, some further downside here. Watching right now 121.29 for support. Resistance is at 123.38. If this can, rotate here and start moving higher, this 123.38 would be a key area. That 124 area, somewhere in here would be a good area to go ahead and watch for resistance. Otherwise, watching short-term support here at 122.30 area. I expect this to probably get broken here at some point and start looking at this 121.29. Aussie yen, pretty kind of, had a little bit of a positive week here and then kind of turned on a dime. Currently watching this 75, 30 area here for support. That breaks watching 74.51. Resistance right now is at 77, the figure. Pound yen here. You can see a pretty negative week here as well. Expect a little bit more downside here. Watching this level 137.51 next week for support. Resistance right now is at 140.63. If this does indeed break, we'd start looking at 144.16 here again. But right now, short term, 140.63 is on deck for resistance, as well as 137.51. If you get even more bearishness, 135.47 would be there. That's our weekly Forex forecast for the week of May 26th, 2019. Good hunting out there and happy trading.